Welcome to Teaching Orchestra. In this episode, I'm going to be going over how I teach Dorian Variations by Mark Williams. Dorian Variations is a grade level 2, according to Alfred or Highland Etling, whoever published this. I'm not really sure, it's kind of confusing, but I do know that it's a grade 2 on the Texas PML, and it's an outstanding choice for a contest piece. Your orchestra can really sound good with this piece, especially if they have good tone. They can really show it off. In my preparation for this, I went back and watched season 2, episode 9, where I did a similar How to Teach episode on Mark Williams' Star Dancer. And unfortunately, it's the worst performing video on all of Teaching Orchestra. Granted, I was just starting out, and I think I've learned a lot about content creation since then, but the lighting was pretty cringe, but I did digitally generate a hologram of Michael Jackson that moonwalked across my table, which took hours, by the way, and out of the 4 views that video got, I think I was 3 of them, and the 4th one was probably my mom. But no regrets, not salty, it's all part of the process, and I stand by that episode, and I think Star Dancer is an underrated piece, and it's just plagued by bad branding. Dorian Variations has much better branding. Teachers see the word Dorian and they're like, oh yeah, the church modes. I remember those from undergrad, and the kids think Dorian's cool and they love it. And Variations, must be theme and variations, right? It's probably easy to teach because of the variations, right? For a grade 2, it's a winner. Well, it's not really theme and variations, it's rounded binary, and that's not the only quirk. There's some other quirks in here. It's got a page which is a generic cut and paste from James Is that Icelandic? Oh yeah, he's got some Viking DNA for sure. But there's a page here just in case you need to know what a fingering is. But depending on the composition, some symbols may not be applicable. So they just kind of copy and paste this for like all their string pieces. But it's kind of a generic glossary of terms. The other quirk includes this Luftpause here in measure 6. What is that for? And there's also some pretty unusual fingerings. Like here, please don't play that open E. No, please don't. This 4th finger E, yeah, that's good. Open E, no, don't do open E. It also has this other quirk here where it tells your students when to play. But seriously though, that's just because there's Q notes and they get confused by Q notes. If I had a nickel for every time I had to explain what a Q note was, this would be a finance YouTube channel and not a string pedagogy channel, and there wouldn't be instruments behind me, it would be an ocean view. Dorian Variations is a wonderful contest piece. It's very well written, but it's also a good teaching tool because you want to do really well at your contest with this, right? You want to have good tone, you want to manage those hook bows, you want to manage pizzicato without rushing, you want to manage those brush strokes, and be really proficient with 4th finger. I've got a teaching companion that's available on my website, teachingorchestra.com, and it addresses these skills, except for the pizzicato, but we'll go over that in the last video. Despite its quirks, and maybe even for its quirkiness, I can't recommend Dorian Variations enough. It's a great second-year orchestra piece, and in my next video, we're going to be going over tone production, especially on the G string, and I hope to see you then.